Welcome to the original Next Level Gaming.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. It is Thursday night. Time for another. It's not Thursday night. Good Lord. All right, let's try this again.
Welcome to
Thursday the last time I was on the show, but
right. That's right. That's why I said it. It's Tuesday night. Feels like Thursday. It's Tuesday night. It is another NLG show. Welcome, everybody. Let me adjust my camera here. Get that little. There we go. That's right. It's Tuesday, Thursday. Hopefully, everyone is having a good start to the week. It's a little sparse at the moment. We do have a great friend of the show, great friend of ours. Brother Back is in the house tonight. Peter is off, and we're waiting on Chris to show. So, banner start to the show. How you doing, Back?
I'm doing pretty good. Just, do you hear my voice echoing in the stream, or is that just
Nope.
me?
No, I think it's just you.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm doing great. And been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto. A friend of mine that I played Destiny with got me into that. And then also been getting into Hi-Fi Rush for a few hours today.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. A little bit interesting in the combat. I think the comic book art style is really cool, and the story is interesting so far. I've only taken out the first boss in the game, so to see where that goes. And then also got to play a little bit of Wild Hearts today.
How's that?
It's pretty good. It's to me, it's just too close to Monster Hunter, where I'm still in the middle of playing in the end game of Monster Hunter Rise. So it just seems like for me, I'm already invested in that franchise, so it's kind of a rough time for two games that are too similar to come out. And then in a week, I've got Destiny 2 Lightfall that I'll be back grinding that again with all the
Mr.
guys
Destiny.
from the Island Lords clan.
Mr. Destiny.
Yeah, really exciting. They're making a lot of quality of life changes to that, where you'll only have to grind your power level for the major expansion every year. They're switching up a bunch of the mods, and so how you can build your character will change. You'll make it easier for newer people jumping in. And adding a new destination with Neptune, and actually having more direct role with the Witness and Callus being in the story. So, yeah, if you haven't seen the trailers, go check them out. It looks like a lot of fun.
All right. And look who snuck in. Look who snuck in the side door. We can't hear him because he's muted, but it's Chris.
Maybe if I turn on my mic.
That could always help.
And that might help.
Yeah.
That might help.
What's going on?
What's up, man? How we doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Had a nap earlier. Rested.
Very nice.
Gotta take
Very
those
nice.
naps when you're an old school gamer like us.
Yeah, when you're just old like us. So, how are you doing,
Good
Chris?
to have you on. Good. Just been working a lot.
Well,
you guys
and
been talking about what you've been gaming?
we literally just started.
Yeah.
We literally just started. So.
No, what it's been a week, right? We weren't on last week. So.
No, because I caught the vid.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to see you're better.
I am. I'm back to normal.
Did you have the upper respiratory symptoms?
No, it was literally just like a little mild flu. Fever, a little, like low grade fever that just persisted. Nothing, and then just some general tiredness, but nothing terribly bad. So by Saturday, I was okay. So
yeah, but it's like I was telling you when I got it, even though I was feeling better about 3-4 days, I still tested positive.
I tested
about
positive.
5 days, 6
Yeah,
days.
I tested positive until Monday, and then on Monday I was fine. So
it's a lot better than when I had it. And for myself, I had the fatigue symptoms where I couldn't get off the couch for more 2 or 5 minutes. Basically, I could walk to the bathroom and felt like I was about to collapse.
Oh man.
Luckily, my kids didn't get it as bad, and we raised them well enough they were able to cook and clean for us.
There you go.
Everybody's wondering in the chat already if we're going to talk about the Activision Blizzard stuff. Did nobody look at the subject of the show tonight?
For the Call of Duty guy on the graphic?
Yeah. Here, let me light up the... I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about it tonight. So, not to worry, guys. And that's why we want you guys here. That's why you guys are our awesome chat room, because we know you are going to chime in. Wait, hold on. Talking about the other deal. Hang on. There's another deal?
Sean?
Any thoughts on the Microsoft Nintendo deal for Call of Duty? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What
Vita?
And Vita. Hold on. All right, so now I want to know what Cousin Born's talking about. Now I'm looking. Well, yes, it may take forever to get to the first topic. I know. So. No, I'm looking, Luke. Hold on. Had like a good deal for Nintendo.
Did something just break that we...
I know. Born don't want to say it here if they're going to talk about it on the show. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something.
I mean, I do too. I mean, you already talked about Hogwarts last week, so that was 2 weeks ago, but yeah.
All right, give me a hint, Luke. Here, DM me. DM me and tell me what you think, what it is, so I can. So, while we are, let's see. Let me get to. I meant to grab this earlier. So obviously there is, big news. And actually, there's all kinds of big news going on. I mean, it's been a busy day, as you guys might know. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna grab a couple screenshots here. Actually, I'm gonna just show it later on. So, all right, let's see. Hold on, I'm being DM'd. What's Luke got for me?
Yeah, I appreciate everybody jumping in the chat. Got a lot of good people in the chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're definitely we're definitely talking about that, Luke. That's part of the whole thing. Trust me, that's part of the whole thing. So let me run down the chat while I'm thinking about it, because people are piling in already. We got a nice little chat going right now. So Doggy Dog, brother Doggy Dog, who's fresh off of Retro Renegades. What's going on tonight, brother? Brother Lance Jennings is here. Cousin Born is here. Brother Sean is in the house. Brother Luke is here. Brother Brian, Arca R looks pretty trippy. Did you get it for VCS, Myke? Not yet. I am going to pick up Arca R. I'm actually here. What I'm thinking of doing is playing it on the Atari 50th collection, because the arcade version, which was not done by Jeff Minter, is on there as a prototype, because I don't think it ever really came out in the arcade, and then taking a look at the Bryant, the Jeff Minter version. So, but I definitely want to get it, Brian. Definitely want to get it. Sir X-Man is in the house. Brother X, who is not feeling well tonight, let's send some healing prayers Brother X's way. He's listening, but he is not doing well, just feeling well this evening. So, get better quickly, Brother X. Who else has popped in? John 907i. What's up, John? And of course, Brother Nick is here. Geeks with Cash and the Geek Storian. Nick said, so Remedy blocked this stream yet? And then,
which ironically, I went and looked at that guy's Twitter page, and unless if you're like a pro follower or he's following you or something, you can't see his stuff anyways.
He's protected now because he's been taking a lot of shit today. See, I don't think he realized. All right, so hang on. This is fantastic. Maybe it's a good thing Peter's not here tonight, because I get to go off. As Brother X would say, let me clear my throat. So this dude, and the only reason I found out about this was because I saw someone else say it, and I'm like, why can't I see his stuff? We got this dude, Sergei Mohov. And he is, hold on, let me, a sec. Sorry, I was woefully unprepared to go off on a rant. Sergey is, this dude is going on a major blocking spree just to block anybody, and I mean anybody. There are people all over my Twitter feed who are blocked by this guy. He is lead game designer at Remedy Games. And apparently, it doesn't matter to him that Atomic Heart has nothing to do with the war with Russia and Ukraine, or any other fact of the matter. If you have even thought about, because he did the lead game design for Control, so obviously he's got special powers. If you even think about Atomic Heart, you're blocked. It's amazing.
Okay.
People who have never even interacted with him or knew who he was, he's blocked. all because Atomic Heart, and he's so against the game that now I've looked at his feed. Dude's a little bit of a lunatic. Just gonna say it. And I don't care about the politics of all of that. I'm not, everybody's got their opinions on this stuff, just like everybody's got their opinions on Hogwarts Legacy. But Remedy, it's not a good look for your guy to be out doing this, because that's how you lose customers.
Is he the community manager, or who is?
Oh no,
who is he?
He is the lead game designer. Here, hang on. No.
What was his Twitter handle? I wonder if I'm blocked now.
KRIDES. There we go. So Sergey was lead game designer for Control. One of the expansion packs, he was game design for Control, for Rhyme, and something else where he wrote something in 2016. I mean, he's not like big and famous, but
I mean, Control was a popular enough game, so his name will get out there to a certain extent.
Yep. It's kind of funny. I ended up blocking him on the NLG Twitter because I was like, you know what? I don't need to see him. And it's kind of funny because Sam Lake follows our NLG Twitter. And I almost want to send him a DM. Of course, I think if I do that, Sam will. So, Panda! We have a Panda subscribe, and Charlie Hustle. Did I forget to say, brother Charlie? Charlie Hustle's in the house. Yeah, I have this is getting just ridiculous. Did he ban you yet, Chris?
No, just but I guess he locked his deals, so you can't see him unless you follow. So no loss. I mean, I didn't even know who he was until all this, so I didn't give a shit what he thinks. No,
I don't either, but it's
really I know, bad. But it's ridiculous.
It's bad PR to do this. Like you're not doing Remedy any favors there, Sergey.
And I think Mudfish has other people, Ukrainian has other people on the dev.
So that's the yeah, hold on. Let me pull that up.
I understand, I was reading something that the game could be looked at in a couple of ways. I guess that it's kind of criticizing the Russia and the government, like Putin. Like if you play the game, you're gonna see some things that they're criticizing Russia and Putin themselves, and they are not in Russia.
No, they're not. They're in Cyprus, number one. Now, what they're saying is, well, the guy, the head of the studio is Russian. But that doesn't mean...
There's a lot of good people in Russia, a lot of good people in China and other countries that are not here in the U.S. that we may not agree with their governments, but doesn't mean that people are bad.
Yeah, and look, have built an incredible team of 130 creatives from 10 countries, including Poland, Ukraine, Austria, Georgia, Israel, Armenia, UAE, Serbia, and Cyprus. So people who are Ukrainian worked on this game. So this drives me nuts. It's driving me crazy, and I don't think, guys, do you remember back in the day when gaming was just about playing some games and having some fun? I don't think
it didn't matter what your friends had. I mean, you just went over and played games.
Yeah.
unless you were pretty well off, you didn't have enough money to buy them all, so you had to borrow what your friends had to play anything new.
I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure anybody who plays Atomic Heart is not killing Ukrainians. So I'm just saying, nobody has died literally from the playing of this game or Hogwarts Legacy or anything like that. Can we please stop this bullshit? Can we please just get back to gaming?
I mean, is this going to be a trend? I mean, you got developers all around the world. So if someone doesn't like that country or this or that, are they going to, I mean, you know, like with the whole deal with Hogwarts, you don't like somebody that's involved with the game or something, the story somehow, or the country. I mean, just Twitter well, not so much Twitter, but social media. That's just the way it's been the past few years. It's gone that way where they're using it to cancel, to, you know, shame, you know, people, companies, whatever.
Yeah. It's bullying. And to bully people who want to play or like these games. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm too old for social media, it appears, and I'm too old for YouTube and Twitch. I've seen some just stuff that makes me wonder. It makes me not want. It makes me not so much wonder why we don't get the crowd that other people do. But then I realize we're not built like that. But even those people
need that.
No, but I mean, you know, people that they don't really play games, they just sit and talk all day, and that's their stream. But even those people who just want to talk or play the game are getting, I mean, shot to tears.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, to me,
and streamers getting bullied.
Yeah. I mean, we would never allow that here. Like if any, you know, people coming in and trying to bully Peter playing Hogwarts, or I'm telling you, once I'm done with Hi-Fi Rush, Atomic Heart's next on my list, and I will stream it. And nobody's going to come in and bother us because I won't tolerate it. They'll be gone in a flash. So, you know.
Well, I hope it does well, and I hope that the game speaks for itself. You know, like High Life. You know, there was some criticism at first. Critics were saying this and that, but then when people started playing the game, they're like, "What the fuck's the problem? That's a great game, funny as hell."
People weren't. I think people weren't with Hi-Fi Rush. People were expecting something.
Well, no, not High on Life.
High on Life. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. That game, it was great. Now, I think that's the last game you're gonna see from that guy. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, the studio's still there.
Yeah.
But he may not. He's not gonna have anything involved.
That next
Probably
game,
he stepped away to where, you know. Did he get convicted?
I think he's close. I
haven't really paid attention on it.
Yeah, I mean they actually took his name. I thought that no, they didn't. Okay, he's still listed on the High on Life website, but he is it's I don't know. I mean, he's already stepped down from Rick and Morty. So
yeah.
I just saying, it'll be interesting, but you know, it was still a great game. So
yeah, I still have to go back and finish that.
Go Game Go has a Sega Saturn video coming out Friday. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go Saturn Club. No. All right. So I, you know, down off my soapbox. You know, that Only to climb up on the next one, which is Activision Blizzard. So, but let me get back to Twitter, because that's kind of the main thrust of what we were going to talk about tonight. Yeah, just isn't it time for us to just get back to gaming?
Yeah. Well, real quick before we jump on the next topic.
Oh, thank you, Shaddai. Arturo Shaddai's in the house. He said, Myke, looking good, Myke. Thank you. Thank you.
Suck up. He just wants to come on the show next. So I did start Hogwarts. Pretty much just started beginning.
Yeah.
I've been so tired. I just haven't jumped back on gaming lately. But before that, I tackled and finished Deliver Us Mars. I don't know if you guys y'all started it yet, or
I have not. It's on my list.
I know you wanted to, Myke.
I wanted to, but I also want to play Deliver Us from Mars.
Yeah, and it's not long. It doesn't take long, so it won't. It's not a long story. I'm about the same as Deliver Us Moon. But real quick, I love Deliver Us Moon, the story, and then left you hanging at the end. And then, of course, this one is a continuation from the first. And you kind of the first one, you were on your own, trying to figure out what the heck happened on the moon, right?
Right.
And this one, you play as the daughter of, I think, from the character from the first. I'm not sure. I didn't go back and like double look. I felt like when I was playing the game, I was like, damn, I think I should have gone back and played the first one again. Just to be fresh up, because they do mention things that happened in the first, and this and that, and as they're kind of bringing up things, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But it's real good. I think the game looked better than the first on this one.
I hope so.
I don't know if it was made for Xbox One, and maybe, or it was just for the Series X and S, PS5, but
is that one in Game Pass as well?
No,
not yet.
No.
Not that.
But it's not much. I think it was like a $30 game.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but no, I mean, you play as a daughter that is trying to, they do figure out what happened with their dad. And throughout the game, you get flashbacks. So they do a good job kind of giving you flashbacks of her and her family, the dad, and kind of fill in some backstory as you're moving forward. But also, what's cool about the backstory stuff, it's like the father is teaching her how to do things, right? How to climb certain things, how to swim in the, underwater. And he's teaching her this stuff so that prepare her for, when she goes out of space. But also when they're doing that, that's their way of doing a tutorial to teach you how to do certain mechanics that you're going to use later on in the game, like climbing. Climbing is a very big thing in the game. You have like two picks or whatever. And that plays a big role in the game. And just traversing and kind of, there's some platforming, how to get through here and there. A little bit of puzzle solving, nothing major. It's just pretty much like lining up these power lights or whatever, line them up to have the angle right to power other things and all that. So really the puzzle, I felt like the puzzles were a little bit more difficult in the first. This one, there was some tricky stuff there, but I think overall really wasn't as hard. I think it was more of a focus on the story, on of course, being on Mars and why, and and this and that. And of course, at the end, they leave you hanging again. So I wonder what the third one is going to be. I'm thinking Deliver Us Earth. So you got to play it, see what you think. Because I don't know what else they would call it. So, and of course, what was that?
It would depend, like, if they wanted to go to more planets than just those couple of ones, or does it seem like that's just where the story is leading at this point?
Yeah, because the story mainly is, Earth is not in a good place. They struggle with, as far as be able to power the world. The moon played a part in that. But just finding a way to sustain life and to be able to, because Earth is struggling, plants and animals are not doing well. So I guess on Mars, they were trying to figure that stuff out or try to. So there's a good twist in there and this and that. I think it's done well. Mechanics might be a little, the camera and all that, but once you get used to it, no big deal. But there are a couple NPCs you interact with. They're part of the story, so there are other interactions. And of course, when you're on the moon, when you were on the moon and on Mars, you get those backstories too, like what happened, right? It has like a, how like they not so much like you're looking at camera on what happened. But like it has glimpses of, shadows or this and that, you're listening to video and all that audio stuff. So it's a beautiful game, especially going through Mars. So do a little bit of driving, did a little bit of that on the moon too, but a little bit more on this one. But it's not really an open, once you get your destination, it's linear open. You get your locations and
see, I'll take that.
Yeah, you're like that, Myke. It's structured. You can't just run around everywhere, go back.
Open linear. It's kind of like Fresh Frozen.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, it as you're going through, you go up to the next stage and all that. So.
Come on, show the damn. Hold on.
No, you're trying to throw up the video, but it's worth the play.
I am.
Those of you, if y'all want to wait till it comes in Game Pass, because I believe Deliver Us Moon went to Game Pass, right? After about a year or so.
Yeah, that's how I tried it out.
It did.
Yeah.
That's why. Hang on. It did.
Yeah, but if you played the first one, it's worth it. It's not a lot of money to play it, so.
No, I guess not. But it is. I mean, it's on my list. So.
Yeah.
But see, I got something else now that has started to take a little time. Go get it. No, it's not DME.
BCS?
And of course, if you have kids or especially you have a daughter, like this will speak to you. It is.
I can't see anything, but hold on. Or anything either. No, it's not a PSVR 2 either. I'm not that rich. Aha! There we go. I can't see anything, of course. Although I guess if I turn this on and did turn this on and did the pass-through mode, it would work. I confiscated my oldest's Oculus, or I guess it's now the MetaQuest 2. So, complete with the same hand joystick controls that the PSVR 2 is going to have. So, and while the PSVR 2 is much more powerful and much more expensive, the MetaQuest is actually pretty damn nice. I gotta say.
That's nice Oculus too?
Yep. which is now called the
I was gonna get it until it went up $100.
Yeah.
I was gonna get it at $299, but then it went to $399. I was like, yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit out of my budget for Christmas, you know. My daughter wanted it. She thought I was gonna get it because we had talked about it last year, you know, and one of her friends has it, or the dad does. Yeah. And so she goes over there and spends the night. So she thought that we were gonna get it.
My
sorry.
Yeah, my son, my oldest son. We got him and Seth one for Hanukkah a couple years ago, or I guess 2 years ago, and he doesn't use it. And so I'm like, well, okay, if you're not going to use it, I'm just going to confiscate it. And I actually took it out of his room without telling him and put it in my room for like a month. And he never even noticed. So I'm like, yep, all right, that's fine. So I charged it up. I wiped it. I put my profile on it because I've got a profile I created just for that and for a band that I sing with. And I bought a couple of games. I got one called Ultra Wings 2. It's kind of it's one of the flights like air combat, but it's prop plane. So it's like older style. It's not quite like World War II, but it's great. I'll be honest with you. It may not look as good as the PSVR 2, but it looks better than the PSVR 1. So,
and it's wireless.
And it's wireless, which brother Nick is pointing out.
Yeah. The controller's wireless too?
Yep, completely.
But the PSVR 2 is not, right? Isn't it still wired to the headset somehow?
No. So the PSVR headset itself is wired to the controller, but you could either use a controller, a PS4 controller, PS5 controller, or the Move controllers. So if you use the Move controller, now here's the other difference. The PSVR 1, not the 2, but the 1 requires the PS camera. So you have to have that hooked up. Whereas the PSVR 2 and the Meta Quest have cameras and sensors on the corners, and it's hard to see, but and that's what picks up sensors inside this. Or if you there are some things that you can do where you just use your hands, and so you put your hand up and it goes on the screen, and you pinch to click, or you turn your hand like this and like the little menu button shows up in your fingers and you could do this. You know, I'm not paying $600 for a VR headset. Not when there's a Pitbull Ultimate Griddle that's got my name on it. I wasn't buying a griddle this. Good.
But if you don't have the PS5, it's even more.
If you don't have a PS5, it's even more. It's that plus however much either the digital or regular PS5 is. So
because the Oculus, you don't need a PC, right?
You do not.
Yeah.
And you don't. I mean, you really just need. You just need a phone with the app. That's it. So
yeah, you think that Sony would have found a way to on the PSVR 2 to where you can. There are games only for it, so you think they would have found a way to where you don't need a PS5, but if you had a PS5, maybe there would be some enhancements, benefits, or whatever. You know, I don't know.
I mean, if they ever did some kind of streaming to it, maybe then, but
yeah,
you would have to figure out a way to stream to it without the need of a console at this point. you kind of have to have, even for Xbox, you have to have a console or a PC. Or you can do it on your phone, but I'm not sure how they would be able to transfer that. Like, if you could figure out a way to stream the game to your phone to a headset through your local network, that would be interesting if they ever came up with something like that.
Oh, Brother Noof, you should stream Ratchet and Clank tonight. He's got a poll up on Twitter. Help me out. What should I stream tonight? I picked Ratchet and Clank. So, and good evening, Brother Zeo. Zeo Blitz is here. He said they should have made 2-tier PSVR. I agree with that. Brother Dread is here.
Dread.
And Nate, Brother Nate's here. He said, I'm first. No, I mean, I don't need the VR to be crazy, right? I just need it to be immersive. And I will say that the other game that I got was a climbing game called The Climb 2. And it did kind of freak me out a little bit because, you're hanging there and you're doing rock climbing and you look down and it looks pretty real. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to fall, so there's the experience so far has been great. And the flight game, the air combat game's been outstanding. I mean, nothing major. You are totally immersed, and I think the battery life's got a little bit of downside. It does require a good bit of battery. So when I'm sitting on my chair, I'll keep it plugged in. I do like that you can either sit down with it and do a seated perimeter, or if you do get up, you can draw a map of your room and it will let you know when you're getting close to your boundary. And then I have it set, there's a pass-through mode where you can see, with the cameras where you are. And, there's a feature in there that I turned on that you turn that on by tapping the side of the helmet. So if I feel like I'm close to something, or if I want to know where I am in the room, I can just, tap. I can look around real quick, see where I'm at, tap again, and goes right back into the game. Cool. And if you have the controller, you just do the, tap on there. The controllers are really nice, and as Brother Nick said earlier, they are completely wireless as well. They are run by just a AA battery, and then they pair to the helmet. Very responsive. I will say that the one thing that they really did well with this is your movements are really well tracked. So I mean, I don't need a PSVR 2. I just don't. Oh, definitely. I will remind, Nick said, remind me to send you some links to some things. There's some great grips for those controllers that help a lot. Cool. But in the meantime, I'm impressed. I really am. I'm legitimately impressed. I've got all the VR I need. Now, if I could get Battlezone and Star Trek Bridge Crew on it, I'd be set. Those I don't think are available for it at the moment.
Really?
So, yeah, I didn't see Star Trek Bridge Crew.
What's crossplay?
Vive. It's because Coop had it, and
he had the Vive, right?
He had the Vive. Let me see. I'm gonna open up the MetaQuest app and see. So, looks like Charlie's got a Oculus 2 as well. And I think I saw it. Yeah, he said the Quest 2 is enough for me. So Nick says battery life's his biggest issue. It's roughly 2 to 3 hours most. So have a great night, brother Luke.
I mean, do you want to do more than 3 hours in VR? I mean,
I'll tell you what. I spent an easy 90 minutes in one game session.
Yeah. You just lose track of time?
Yeah.
Is there a clock in there so it can tell you what time it is?
No. That I saw. Now, I'm not saying it's not there, but I did not see a clock. So, let me see. Star Trek. If it's in here, I'm going to buy it.
Star Trek Bridge Crew?
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Oh! Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was.
Oh, $30. I will double dip on that. Damn. Because that's a great game. I have it on PS4, but so here's the other thing too. When I got the PS VR helmet, I actually won it when PlayStation Bra was doing his show. And one of the guys there was giving away the helmet, and I won the helmet. Which is really, that's a great story. Yeah, my wife's sitting next to me, and they said, and the winner is the original Next Level Gaming. And my wife turned to me and said, is that you? Yeah, I think I just won a VR helmet. But because Sony was not for the controller box that plugged in. Okay. The controller box that plugged in to the PS4 did not pass HDR. And that was not a problem then. But there's no reason for me to plug it into the PS5 because I'm not gonna I won't have HDR on my PS5. And maybe that doesn't even matter. Maybe that's maybe HDR is overrated when it comes to that, and I just have to plug it in because I have the adapter for the camera. I just haven't.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Given a choice, and I think Bridge Crew is probably going to look better on this too. So, yeah, I'm going to end up spending money on VR games. Thank goodness for Game Pass. So,
well, they bring the price down for next holiday. Then we'll see.
So, well, I will say that I am impressed with it. So,
because they already got the third one out, right? They got a Quest 3 or they're calling it something else, right? I think it's
the Quest Pro. Ooh, Nick is saying get virtual desktop. You can remotely log into your PC from your Quest. I did get a browser, and I did actually download Amazon Prime, and it's really cool. You sit in a theater if you want to watch a Prime movie. You sit in a theater, and you can pick the size of your screen, and then the lights go down and the movie plays. It's actually pretty slick. So. All right. Yes, we will hook up and talk over these. So, Zio's saying he, as part of the 2-tier, a $399 PSVR 2 non-OLED screen, lower res screen with no haptic feedback on the headset, and wired only. $549 PSVR 2 wired and wireless. Wireless mode equals lower game quality running on custom PSVR OS. I got it. So, and Sean, I don't like Facebook either, but if you just set up Facebook with like a generic a generic account that's not your name, because you could call yourself whatever you want on there, and never post or anything like that, and don't open up your friends list or anything like that, you could use it just as a profile for VR.
I thought they did away with having to use your Facebook or create a Facebook account just to play.
No, you have to have a Facebook profile. Yeah, because it is still owned. It is still owned by.
Yeah.
So the MetaQuest Pro is $1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's not the next step after. That's like a bigger step after Oculus 2.
Correct. This is the step up from Oculus 2.
Well, up, right?
At that rate, that's like a whole year's worth of year or two worth of video games in their console for some people.
Uh-huh. I mean, it's nice looking, but yeah, I don't know. I don't need VR that badly either.
Yeah, I don't blame. I know some people want Xbox to have VR, but I don't blame them for not getting into it. Yeah, are they capable? Yeah, but that's a lot of money and R&D and everything to do that on their end. And then of course, when Sony was trending that way, Xbox really wasn't in a place to be doing that.
Right.
I know Phil had brought it up at one time, but honestly, I didn't. When you have the Oculus and other VR stuff, and then of course there's VR on PlayStation, I didn't think Xbox really needed to do that. Maybe later on down the road, when they're in a better place and they feel like, okay, we might want to venture it, or maybe have a third-party support where it can be used on the Xbox console. Because of course, they're all about their ecosystem being everywhere, right? So maybe at some point, you can Game Pass, PC, whatever, you can have a VR game and maybe support it on third-party. I think that'd be the better way for them. They have some of their studios do some VR, and it'll be on these other third-party VR headsets.
Yeah. Well, so this is and Nick, what you're talking about is the HoloLens, which I thought was a great idea, but Microsoft, I guess.
Yeah, the AR.
They're just not getting into that.
No.
I think, and this is just my opinion. I think that everything came off the table in 2013. I think they got spooked after trying something new and felt like they were, an eyelash away from Xbox being no more. And they just don't want to do anything like this. So, and look, I mean, this is the MetaQuest 2.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is still a capable headset, and it's not 4K, but the resolution per eye is still 1832 by 1920. That is not bad. The audio is really good. I think I have the 128 gig model. I'm happy with what I see in it. So
can you add store memory?
No, I think it's just I didn't see a place where you could add a card. But I mean, the games aren't that big either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
Well, isn't Microsoft still doing HoloLens, but it's not out to the public. It's more industry wide, right? There are
well, that and government contracts. They have a lot of those as well behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, I need to try it with my glasses. It says it's glasses friendly. So, see how well that looks.
But if the screens are that close, do you really need glasses? Do you think you need glasses when you're?
I am starting to lose my eyesight.
Yeah.
So, I am going blind. But I even if I don't, I'm gonna try it. Just to see. Just to see if it does anything. But I'm again for not having to, pay for it because it's already been paid for. Not bad. So you can get prescription lens. Wow.
Hey, what's up, Invader?
Invader, what's going on?
Because how easy is it to wear glasses on the first PSVR?
I never tried wearing them on that either.
Okay.
Oh, don't play with my heart, Zio. He says, or bring back Connect. Oh, don't play with my heart, brother. Connect is still a very sore subject for me. So.
No, I've just got my vision so bad. I have 20/80 visions of 20/80 vision if I took off my glasses. So it's like, how easy would it be for me to see? I mean, I know they're right up against your eyes, but it'd still be a question of, how good would it look to me if I can't wear my glasses watching it? Because I can't see 3 to 5 feet in front of my face if I don't have them on.
Yeah, my eyesight's pretty bad too.
Mine's getting that way. No. All right. So, get to the meat of what we were.
Yeah, we did good, sir. Hour in.
Yeah, we did
all
right.
Time for the first topic.
Huh. All right, so the plot thickens. Today has been an interesting day in the land of Microsoft. So today was the day that they met with their the EU to discuss the concerns by Sony, and some interesting things have come about. And let me just find what I'm looking for. So let's start with this. This was so they had the hearing, and Sony and EA and Microsoft and Nintendo, Valve was there, interestingly enough. And they were all there to make their case. And first thing that came about, let's see, Xbox. Let me just do it this way. Let me do it by news. That way I get the right. And we'll go to CNBC for this. NVIDIA supports the Microsoft Activision merger after Xbox deal to add games to cloud service. Microsoft and NVIDIA signed a decade-long deal to bring Xbox PC games to NVIDIA's GeForce Now game streaming service. Until then, NVIDIA was against the Activision Blizzard acquisition, and now all of a sudden...
Yeah, because remember we talked about that. Their cloud service, Xbox has cloud. They were kind of competing in the same space somewhat. But then I brought up how I didn't really know how NVIDIA's cloud service worked. But it was like if you already own the game like on Steam or whatever, and your PC may not be up to snuff, so you can use NVIDIA, right, to where, you know, it should look better playing to NVIDIA, you know. So
do you have to have a NVIDIA graphics card to do that, or is that just
no? This is their cloud streaming service. Yeah,
so their NVIDIA cards, you know, at their deals, that's what, you know, that's the whole thing. Hey, you may not can afford the latest graphic cards, but you can use our service, and it's using its top of the line graphic cards, right? You know, and give you some pretty good cloud streaming if your PC is not up to stuff. So,
and this is big news because one of the concerns from folks like NVIDIA and Google should never hold on. First off, Graphic God, we yield to you. The great Brother Jay, the great Retro Renegades. And all hail the Retro Renegades. All hail. Best show on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. I'm telling you, we would. No.
There's some good gameplay going on today, too.
Yeah, I know. We had elections I got to go back and watch it because tonight was elections for scouts. So I had to be kind of part of that. Anyhow, so Microsoft said Tuesday it'll bring its Xbox PC games to NVIDIA's cloud gaming service after the chip maker had reportedly expressed opposition to a major Microsoft gaming deal. They were concerned about Game Pass and their streaming. Well, let's see. Microsoft President Brad Smith said at a press conference that effective immediately, its Xbox games will be available on NVIDIA's GeForce Now cloud game service. Smith said if the Activision deal closes, it will bring all Activision Blizzard titles to GeForce Now. NVIDIA is now on board with Microsoft's pending deal for regulatory purposes. The two companies said in a joint statement. Let's bring that joint statement up.
Yeah.
A 10-year partnership to bring Xbox PC games to the NVIDIA GeForce Now cloud gaming service, which has more than 25 million members in over 100 countries. The agreement will enable gamers to stream Xbox PC titles from GeForce Now to PCs, MacBooks, Chromebooks, smartphones, and other devices. It will also enable Activision Blizzard PC titles such as Call of Duty to be streamed on GeForce Now after Microsoft's acquisition of Activision closes. Xbox remains committed to giving people more choice and finding ways to expand how people play, said Phil Spencer. And of course, Jeff Fisher, Senior Vice President for GeForce Now, for GeForce at NVIDIA, combining the incredibly rich catalog of Xbox first-party games with GeForce Now's high-performance streaming capabilities will propel cloud gaming into a mainstream offering that appeals to gamers at all levels of interest and experience. Through this partnership, more of the world's most popular games will now be available from the cloud with just a click, playable by millions more gamers. This partnership delivers increased choice to gamers and resolves NVIDIA's concerns with Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. NVIDIA is therefore offering its full support for the regulatory approval of the acquisition. So, Microsoft and NVIDIA will begin to work immediately to integrate Xbox PC games into GeForce Now so that GeForce Now members can stream PC games they buy in the Windows Store, including third-party partner titles where the publisher has granted streaming rights to NVIDIA. Which is interesting because that is not the same as Xbox Cloud Gaming, which only requires the subscription to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So this is an interesting development. And what's going on, Brother Game Buffet? Chris is in the house. Mr. Director, sir, I might add. I just saw that.
Oh, nice.
He's been working on a little something he's been telling me about, and today he tweeted out not too long ago he is now officially a director. Congratulations, sir. Cannot wait to see your work. So this is not the same as Game Pass Ultimate. This is if you subscribe to NVIDIA's... Let's take a look at GeForce Now. If you subscribe to GeForce Now and you buy a game on the Windows Store, then it looks like you will not need to. Of course, this doesn't work with... I hear you. Excuse me, it does not work with this browser. I'm using Opera. So I'm not sure how much. I guess you could buy the game and stream it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure how much. Not sure how much this service costs. Do you know if it costs?
Well, I thought there was tiers. So depending on what type of, I know we looked at it, and I thought it was depending on like if you want 1080p, you want 4K, you want, and also how many hours or something like that too.
All right, here we go. GeForce Now membership. All paid memberships give PC gamers easy access to an enhanced experience, including higher frame rates and resolutions, real-time ray tracing with RTX on, fastest access to GFN servers, extended game session lengths, and maxed out graphics settings. So, your free tier gives you basic rig, whatever basic rig is, standard access to gaming servers, and 1 hour session length. So you can only play each game for an hour for free.
Yeah.
For $9.99 a month, your premium rig is on, RTX is on, so ray tracing is on, priority access to servers, 6 hours of session length, up to 1080p resolution, up to 60 FPS, and if you pay $20 a month, you get everything over here. The GeForce RTX 3080 rig, which I think is... Not sure. Oh, upgrades to a 4080 rig where available, which has highest resolutions, frame rates in the cloud up to 4K 120 or 240 with the new reflex mode. Exclusive access to the fastest servers. 8 hour session length, 4K resolution up to 120 FPS. So let's be honest. So plus you buy the games. So you have to buy the games on top of that.
Yeah.
So to be honest, Microsoft doesn't necessarily, doesn't lose anything from this.
No.
And they now become a competitor, a real competitor to GeForce Now. But GeForce Now folks who like GeForce Now don't have to move over to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Obviously, I think if they want to play online, maybe, but they can continue to do that, or they can move over to Game Pass Ultimate and get Microsoft stuff. So
plus, you can play on mobile.
Right. I'm quite sure Microsoft's going to get paid from this too. It's not like,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're not doing it for nothing. So Microsoft gets money out of this, which is great. So they're in.
Yeah. No, looking at these tiers is like, I guess it depends on everybody, their situation. They like it, but to me, Game Pass Ultimate's still best.
Well, and Game Pass Ultimate gives you access.
You have all those games.
Gives you access to both the PC and console side.
Yeah. Now, like this, if you own, there are games that you own, but you can't afford to upgrade your PC or whatever. This does give you an option to be able to play those games that you want.
And even if they don't get, even if they don't get a dime from Nvidia, it doesn't. You still have to buy the game from the Windows Store, so Microsoft still makes the money on the game sale. So, and so that's good news for Microsoft, and the bigger fact that it basically takes the hurdle away for Nvidia. Now Nvidia's on board.
Mm-hmm. So where's the argument that now with this too, that somehow Microsoft is going to be also with the Activision deal will hurt the cloud competitiveness out there? This is a competitor, but they're willing to deal with them also.
Beyond GeForce Now, what exactly else is there for streaming? Because
Amazon
Stadia
Luna
basically went the wayside.
Yeah.
Yep. And Luna's not far behind. Right? Yeah, but Luna's not far behind.
Yeah.
Maybe Luna just hangs out as something that's kind of subsidized by, because it's Amazon, so maybe it gets subsidized. If it was part of Amazon Prime, I might take a look at it. But you still, I'm pretty sure, do you still have to buy the game? Okay, you play with Ubisoft Plus, or you could buy the game and then stream it. So even at that, Luna is also the same thing. You have to buy the game and then you stream it through Luna.
Yeah, there's a selection of games like you could play from. You would still have to get their hardware, but if you could play off of a browser, and it was included in Amazon Prime, which a lot of people pay for anyways, then yeah, I'd try it out at that point, because I've been paying for that for quite a few years because I buy so much stuff off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! All right.
That's for you, Mike.
No. Okay. Thank you, Gabe Buffet, for the $4.99 super chat. Xbox needs the Derek Zoolander School for devs who can't create really good. It's this small. Graphic God is sexy. Myke is buff now. In Don Matrick, I trust. Love you, brother Chris. It's good to see you. You know that. And no, I didn't compliment you just to get a super chat from you. You know that. That is funny. And no, I don't know or care who Dreamcast guy is.
It's just another TMC.
One of those. Fuck them. All right. So here's the other thing. And back. I'm sorry. What did you have any kind of any thoughts on all that with?
At this point, Microsoft's just doing whatever they have to do to get everybody on board. And they had already talked about handing out a lot of 10-year deals to everyone right off the rip. Now it's actually signed in on paper. So they're just, at this point, they're just delivering on their initial promise.
Yep. As they said they would.
And NVIDIA may not even be around in 10 years.
Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, because again, everybody's looking at Call of Duty and not realizing that, number one, Call of Duty makes money when it's sold on everything like Minecraft. Xbox gamers, and I want before I move on to the other part of that news, just to address Microsoft gamers real quick. You know, I don't know many Xbox gamers truly that are going, oh yeah, they should, you know, Call of Duty should only be on Xbox. They don't care. What they want is Game Pass, and Microsoft is gonna get this game on Game Pass no matter what. You know, I think that, and I've said this before, and I will say it again. Sony done effed up. Sony, no matter what, Sony has lost Call of Duty in one way, shape, or form. Brother Ham is in the house. Our newly minted Gamers United Guild brother Ham from They Said We Said Gaming. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey, we got two people in there that had Seamus Blackley.
I know. That's the man right there. Sony has burned their bridge with Activision. I believe that. And people need to remember two things, because I've seen people say, "Oh no, you know, that's not realistic. They're going to go where they're going to continue to go where the money is, because, you know, Activision needs money." You guys don't understand. Activision went to Microsoft to be acquired. Their shareholders are going to be pissed if this deal falls through, and they will look at Sony as the sole reason that they didn't get their payday. Because at the end of the day, to us, it's about games. To investors and shareholders, it's about the money.
Yeah.
That's why they invest in the company. That's why they bought stock in the company, is to make money.
And whatever Sony pays for marketing deals, this and that doesn't compare to how much money, you know, this is on the table to buy Activision.
Yep. What they're going to walk away with.
You know, close to what Microsoft and Xbox is paying to acquire Activision. And like you said, the investors, that's what they're looking at.
Yep. And the other thing too, like him, hate him, most people hate him, most people want him gone. But if this deal falls through, Bobby Kotick remains CEO of Activision. Period. End of, yes. Period. End of sentence. They've already said, Activision already made that statement. Period. End of sentence. They are going to retain. I guess the employees there are fine with them staying. No. I mean, I haven't heard anything on that, you know, since everything was going down. I think he's tried to make moves, right, to address things. He has.
Of course, there's things that were in court.
Yep.
But I know in the beginning it was like everyone wanted his ass out.
And I'm not saying this to defend Bobby Kotick. I'm not.
No, I know.
At all. But that's the thing. He stays if this falls through. And the reason that I bring him up is because he is also not happy with what Sony's doing. And in fact, I thought this was funny that there's a the lady that runs the Activision's PR. I don't know if it's PR or if it's legal. Her name is Lulu Cheng, and I can't pronounce her last name. Let me Lulu Cheng Messervy is her name. Corporate Affairs and COO or CCO of Activision. And she tweeted this, which I thought was pretty savage.
Yeah, I follow her. She's
well, I saw somebody else that retweeted that. I just didn't know where that came from.
Yep.
No, she's pretty straightforward. She's pretty savvy. I've seen her tweets here and there.
Yep. No, she's so I have said it before and I will say it again. What Sony has not thought through on this is now, no matter what, they've lost Call of Duty. Activision will not work with them again. Now, will they outright hold Call of Duty from them and make it an Xbox exclusive or Xbox and Nintendo and PC? No. But they're never going to get a deal with them for exclusivity on anything again at all. And I would not be surprised if there was not something like Microsoft's going to get, and it will go to Game Pass. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
For that much money, you have every right to put on Game Pass.
So,
well, I can also imagine, even if the deal doesn't go through, they already know that Nintendo's interested and they have another platform they put the game on.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Activision will still work now closer with Xbox. And they'll get marketing deals. They'll get whatever, first dibs and this and that. Game Pass probably day one. Who knows?
Oh, I think Game Pass is day one.
Yeah, no because Xbox, okay, all right, we didn't buy you for 70 billion, but we can give you a hell of a lot of money for long-term marketing deal.
Yep.
Yeah, they still have 70 billion they could use to lock up a Game Pass deal.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And again, people keep firing in on Call of Duty as that's the only game Activision owns.
I know. Yeah.
This has always been about King. It's always been, if you read through the CMA's ridiculous structural remedies, they talked about divesting Call of Duty, which is not not going to happen, or divesting Activision Blizzard. Microsoft always has wanted this about King. This has always been about getting into the mobile market. And Call of Duty is just a big money maker. So they're not going to keep that from anybody else. And in fact, here's part two. Here's part two of the news. They also, click the right button here. Brad Smith also said today, Microsoft and Nintendo have now negotiated and signed a binding 10-year legal agreement to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo players the same day as Xbox, with full featuring content parity, so they can experience Call of Duty just as Xbox and PlayStation gamers enjoy Call of Duty. We are committed to providing long-term equal access to Call of Duty to other gaming platforms, bringing more choice to more players and more competition to the gaming market. So, hey, what's going on, Nick? Nick Anthony in the house. What's going on? And I love it. Ham said, I'm just going to call you Cash from now on. He's calling Geeks. That's awesome. Now, Game Buffet, why do you want the deal to fall apart? I mean, I think the deal goes through. Sony should still invest in their own IPs and give us SOCOM. Dude, I still want a SOCOM. I want a SOCOM badly.
And they have Bungie there to help with the SOCOM game. That's the whole reason why they got Bungie on board.
Yeah.
Not for live service, but Destiny still has one of the best gunplay feel in most shooter games.
Yeah. But there you go. People seem surprised that Microsoft was getting along with Nintendo, Nick says. And I'm like, why? They have for years now, and they have. There's been no ill will. Trust me, and believe me, Nintendo low key would love to kick Sony in the nuts. I'm telling you, don't think for a minute that Nintendo does not dislike Sony for what they've done in the market. I'm just saying. You know, I think another funny thing. Oh, hold on. Hang on. I knew I was looking for a specific. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube, because Brad Smith, who of course again is president of Microsoft, during his press conference today made a very funny move. Let's see. And I don't know. All right, it's not necessarily out yet, but he basically pulled out a copy of the contract, the 10-year deal contract for Sony, and held it up and said, Sony has yet to talk to us, but here's the contract. He was boss moving all day. And I think good.
No, was Jim Ryan in the audience when you said that?
I don't know. Hey, what's up, Amused? Oh no. And Nick, you are absolutely right. Let's be very, very clear. As bad as Sony was, Nintendo started it.
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo started that whole exclusivity ball. I'm not absolving. I don't want anybody to think I'm absolving Nintendo of their wrongdoings in the past. But I'm just saying, I think that given what Sony has done to push people out of the marketplace, Nintendo would love to thumb them in the eye. So, by the way, I know we don't like them, but Tencent lent their support to the acquisition as well.
Now, did they do this because they're hoping that in the future, when they acquire a big publisher,
yeah,
oh
hell yeah,
it benefits them.
Or then again, there's also been theories that they might come out with their own console in the future.
Yep.
You wouldn't want to shoot down any chance of getting it on your platform.
No, here you go. This is exactly to your point, Chris. Tencent hasn't publicly confirmed its support of the deal, but given its long history of acquisitions, it wouldn't be surprised.
That way, in the future, when someone tries to tell Tencent, "Wait a minute, we don't want this to happen. You this they're going to point back to you, but wait a minute, you all agreed to the Microsoft deal."
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Activision.
And you notice also that Embracer's been quiet. Now, Embracer is more of an investment firm, but they own a ton of studios.
No, they do.
So, and I think this is also something that people need to understand about the deals that Microsoft is making here. They're not non-binding deals. These are binding agreements, which mean that they have to do this. Once this is signed, they're bringing it, and they can't go 5 years and then go, well, that's where, so.
Yeah, and I think after this, with Xbox signing these contracts with Nvidia, Nintendo, did they sign one with the Steam also?
So they were going to, and was it Steam? Yeah, and Gabe came out and said, "Oh, we don't need a contract. They've proven that they're trustworthy." I mean, they literally came out. Yeah, they literally came out and said, we'll take them at their word.
Yeah.
So
wow, they've been working well with them already.
Yeah.
Steam is liking those Xbox games releasing on there too. So.
Yeah, he does, and he actually prefers the Series X over the PS5 on top of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. No, I don't want to show Kotaku. But Gabe said that we are happy that Microsoft wants to continue using Steam to reach customers with Call of Duty when their acquisition closes. Microsoft has been on Steam for a long time, and we take that as a signal that they are happy with gamers' reception to that and the work we're doing. Microsoft offered and even sent us a draft agreement for a long-term Call of Duty commitment, but it wasn't necessary for us because, A, we're not believers in requiring any partner to have an agreement that locks them to shipping games on Steam into the distant future. B, Phil and the games team at Microsoft had always followed through on what they told us they would do, so we trust their intentions. And C, we think Microsoft has all the motivation they need to be on the platforms and devices where Call of Duty customers want to be. And that's the key to all this. Microsoft is not restricting and doesn't want to restrict Call of Duty. They've never wanted to restrict Call of Duty because it costs them money. You're not spending $70 billion to shoehorn it into just your platform. Now, it does allow them to bring it to Game Pass. They do want market share. They're not, it's not stupid.
Yeah.
And Sony knows this. That's why Sony is doing this. To me, this isn't about Microsoft owning Call of Duty. This is about Microsoft owning Game Pass and being able to siphon off and get people to move to their platform by putting the game in Game Pass. And there's no way on planet Earth that if this deal goes through, that any of the various remedies, so to speak, will include not putting the game on Game Pass.
Yeah. Bottom line, Sony doesn't. They want this to fail. They don't want Microsoft to acquire this deal. They don't want it in Game Pass. They want to continue that marketing deal that they had. They don't want to lose any of that market share. And Call of Duty, that's mainly for them, right? And we know that this deal, there's so much more there than just Call of Duty that Xbox will make more money off of than Call of Duty. But, you know, that's all we ever hear, social media, you know, people making a big deal about it. And that's what Sony's doing. They're doing everything they can to create that agenda out there in the social media that this is a bad deal. And, you know, you see people saying, well, how is Microsoft, you know, they showed the graph where Sony has 80% market share in Europe, Xbox is at 20. And of course, all around, you know, the Xbox is behind around the world when it comes to versus Sony and PlayStation, as far as PlayStation versus Game Pass. I mean, Xbox, right? But then people point out, oh, well, you know, who is Microsoft? You know, they point out how much money they make, you know, how they're up there with all these other $1 trillion companies, this and that. And they're like, well, you know, Microsoft is so big, why can't they do a better job with Xbox and this and that? It's like, okay, I mean, yeah, they made mistakes how they've handled Xbox, and that's true. They have all the money in the world, but I think they've corrected a lot of situations and put them in a better position because of Phil and how they, you know, working with Satya, getting at the table. You know, it's a different Xbox than what it was years ago.
Right.
I mean, you look at Sony. I mean, the Sony themselves, they've been around longer than Microsoft. Yeah, they're more hardware, you know, but they're in the movies business, hardware. They got PlayStation. PlayStation is their main bread and butter now because it's been successful. But, you know, why can't they be criticized for not being a better company to where they have to rely on PlayStation to prop up Sony, you know, nowadays? So it's really about PlayStation and Xbox when it comes to the console market, and PlayStation wants to keep that dominance, but Xbox is all about expanding that beyond, right? And of course, this whole deal, the ABK deal never even mentions Nintendo. How does this affect Nintendo? You know, where have they been in the market, you know, in the past and so on? They don't need Call of Duty. They've been able to dominate with hardware sales and software sales against Xbox and PlayStation for years. So this is just a added bonus for Nintendo out of this whole deal, right? They never really had to do anything and say anything, and they got a 10-year contract. And now they're getting all these games that are from Activision, Blizzard and all that. Now they're coming to Nintendo for the next 10 years. So.
Back? How you looking?
I mean, at this point, almost just want the deal just to finally pass already, or at least hopefully they can get it to pass. Or I would have pre-ordered Diablo 4 anyways, but
yeah,
I mean, that'd be a nice bonus. And I'm probably looking forward, ironically, to the older games in their catalogs than the newer ones. To go back and like be able to play the original Xbox Call of Duties, because I was at that point I was more into Medal of Honor than playing them. So
yeah, there's some Call of Duty campaigns I want to play.
Yeah, and at this point it's just been a comedy show, watching everything go down, and I think we're still waiting for the 11 years of exclusivity deals from Sony, all those documents to come out.
Yeah. But won't that be fun to see?
Now, the EU, the CWA, or CMA, whatever that stuff should be done by April, right? Because I know it got pushed back. I think April and then by March.
Yeah, because I think
they should have their finalize their opinions or whatever they're.
Yeah, because I think that they talked about closing this deal in May.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I think this 10-year deal where you have these companies already agree with Xbox, yeah, that's cool. We're signing it. So how can the CWA go back and say, well, we still want you to divest and you can take the ABK deal, but move Activision and Call of Duty out. You can't have them anymore. I think that bullshit ain't gonna fly.
That's a non-starter.
And Xbox is not. It's not gonna happen. So I think after all this with the EU, if they like, you know what, we like what Xbox is doing with these concessions, working with the other competitors, giving them deals, and Sony's the only one that doesn't want to make it. Well, oh well, that's on them. So they have the opportunity to do it and not. I wonder what will happen once everything goes through, because they didn't. I saw something that Sony did. They did fly out to Microsoft, right? They did fly out to their headquarters.
No, I'm not sure that.
Or was that a bullshit rumor?
People were tracking the corporate jet or some bullshit.
You'd be surprised. People do. They do it all the time for celebrities and everything.
I know. There's crazy people all over the place.
Yes.
But people forgot that Bungie is also in the same place. Bungie's in Seattle. So they likely went to go visit Bungie, who they own.
Yeah. I would have been surprised if somebody went out there talk to Xbox. It's like, why do it then when you could do it now? You know, talk to each other here at the meeting up at the EU deal. And who knows? Maybe they have talked behind closed doors, but they're not going to say anything right now. Yeah. But I do think this deal is going to go through. Sony's going to have no choice but, okay, we'll sign a 10-year contract. Y'all won.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I'll be honest. If this is not a requirement of the CMA, I may be.
Then what happens if they don't sign it?
I may be cutting that in half and saying, you know what? You lost your chance, Jim. You could have signed this, and you could have just, but now Nintendo and Nvidia, they'll get 10 years. You guys will get 5.
Well, they're going to honor what the contract deals they already had in place, right?
Correct,
That's
which is only for
but it came out to about 3 years.
Well, and they're running out of that. They're running out of that daylight too now.
You're right. So they'll honor that, but after that, who knows if they don't want to sign a 10-year contract. And it's like Game Buffet was saying earlier, which to me, it doesn't matter if the deal goes through or not. Sony should look at bringing SOCOM back.
Yes.
And they should look at developing their own shooter that can compete with Call of Duty. And that's the whole reason why they acquired Bungie.
Yep.
And they are looking at that multiplayer more market now than what they have been in the past. So.
All right, Sony's contract for Call of Duty, according to Brad Smith, expires next year.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, if the deal goes through or not, it's going to expire after next year, no matter what.
Yeah, they're not. They are not. People. PlayStation fans better brace for this, because they're about to find out that Jim Ryan has screwed them. So, yeah, absolutely. And see, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick says Sony has several shooters they don't use. They have Killzone, Resistance, SOCOM. I don't understand why they don't just say. And if you remember, Chris, I said this at the very beginning. Sony would have had a much stronger position with the fan base, with if they had simply said, you know, we believe in our games, and Call of Duty is a great franchise. It's a franchise that we cherish. But let's not forget, we've got franchises of our own, like SOCOM and Resistance and Killzone. And we're going to make a commitment to our fans to begin concentrating on bringing those IPs back. Yeah. That's what but they have hitched their saddle to Call of Duty being something that will break Sony if they don't have it.
Well, I mean, the last, on the PS4 when they got that marketing deal, I mean, Call of Duty really propped up PS4 big time as far as sales and all that. It's made a lot of money for them. So, and I mean, God of War and those games are all popular and they do well, but they don't make Call of Duty money for Sony.
No.
Not even near. So, but they could still work a deal out with, Microsoft. Yeah, they're not going to get those marketing deals. They're probably, and maybe Microsoft might even be nice and say, we'll let you put it on the PS and PS Plus. Whatever. But it'd be nice if Microsoft was a little bit nicer back, going back saying, you know what, we're sorry. We've been keeping a lot of these third-party deals. Japan publishers from being on Xbox and Game Pass.
Oh, Sony, you mean?
Kumbaya, but that'll never happen.
No.
So Sony has a lot of other things going for them. Once they lose this marketing deal with Call of Duty, they got a lot of other things going for them. They're not going to, crash and burn. They're not going to go lose. They're not going to all of a sudden end up in third place. There's a lot of good things that Sony does. PlayStation brings to the gaming market. They just got to keep doing what they do. I don't know what, like, of course, it all comes out to the money. As popular, like we said, as popular as those other games, God of War and Uncharted and them are. Even Spider-Man, I mean, it's very popular, but it's not making Call of Duty money either.
Nope.
So,
and you're right. It's not like you're going to see that on Xbox either.
No. Mm-hmm. Wolverine. It's like how it makes you wonder how long is Marvel going to keep going? Like Major League Baseball has finally decided that MLB needs to be on Xbox also.
Well,
so how long is Marvel going to, I know they have this deal with the movie rights and, one has the gaming rights and, they kind of feed off each other. So, but the day could come where Marvel's like, we've had fun with Spider-Man in the movies. We're fine. We're going to do this or that, but we want you to start putting Wolverine and Spider-Man and some other Marvel games that Insomniac makes on Xbox also. How long is that going to, I don't know.
I mean, at this point, you also have to hope with all the games they have in the works, even the rumors of how many live service games they have in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully some of those are multiplayer shooters, because you could have saw this coming a while back, and even with how you're starting to even hear Jim Ryan saying, well, it's not enough to just have this part. We need to expand to PC.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna expand to a larger audience, you also need to diversify your content. You can't just rely on over-the-shoulder third-person action adventure games. You can see how Game Pass does it, how diverse the lineup is. If you're trying to hit a different market, definitely on PC, where you've got a lot of indie games on Steam and all the AAAs, all the AA's that are available in there. They're not limited by a closed ecosystem. If you're trying to expand into that, you would hope that you're gonna have some Metroidvanias. You already have like Ratchet and Clank. That's a little bit different than your main mature games, where I mean, you hope they would have saw this coming. That if you want to break out, grow bigger into other markets, that you're going to diversify your game lineup as well. Especially now that whether you go back to old IPs or come up with new ones.
Yeah.
And like you said, that's part of why they brought Bungie on. They want to do live service because they can see the money that comes from their constant stream of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Where depends how much of a Destiny fan you are, or love it or hate it. It's got a very fanatic fan base that has developed over going into its 9th year between Destiny 1 and 2. So they definitely know how to captivate a fan base, even to the point of the first year of Destiny 2, they pissed off a ton of their fans.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to still bring them back, and which is kind of ironic. Even Sony can pull that one off, even I think after this whole debacle.
Yeah. No, it amazed me. I was thinking the other day about Bungie. That amazing how that studio that came up with Halo and Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And Destiny made, I don't know, I guess at this moment, I don't know if it's bigger than Halo, but they created these two franchises have been great for gamers, and what they bring in, just the quality, the mechanics, what they do with these amazing, and it blows my mind how Xbox back in the day did not want to work with Bungie and allow them to, because Bungie already knew they wanted to work on the game, that Destiny, right? That was on the shelf, right? A long time. Like, it's something that they've been looking at.
That was on the shelf before they even made Halo.
Really?
That was an idea back then, at least the rumor that I'd heard. They couldn't make Destiny because the technology wasn't there for live service, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was September last year. I knew it's near the end of last year. They actually celebrated their 30th anniversary. So Bungie actually existed long before Halo even.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just amazing how Xbox missed that and did not work. Now they do, right? They're feeling them. They know the mistakes they made in the past. Now they're all about working with all these studios. Let them do their thing. Let them be creative, right? Like Pentiment. We had Grounded, and what was the other one that?
You got Hi-Fi Rush that just came out.
Hi-Fi Rush, right?
And then there was one from there was another one.
MOBA game that was halfway decent.
Yeah. So they're all about that now. Imagine if they still had Bungie, they would have both Halo and Destiny. And it's like you said, the Destiny, they needed that live service type deal. Well, who better was that to do that and work was Xbox, right? They're all about the live service stuff. Boy, did they, miss that mark back then. So, but yeah, it's amazing. A lot of props to Bungie, and hopefully Sony. I'm glad that when they sign them on, that they're still like a third party PlayStation studio.
They're
So,
independent.
Right? Yeah.
They're basically just funded by PlayStation.
Pretty much.
They're still independently run.
So hopefully Sony does it right and they benefit from that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, if they want to do a SOCOM, bring it back and have Bungie help them with that, or maybe an all new IP, you know, live service type deal that, you know, something different from Destiny, but maybe something that could compete with Call of Duty, you know.
Yeah. My theory about Bungie actually was that they picked them up for stuff outside of gaming just to use their stories for like movies and TV and more the Sony side than the gaming side. But as well, the devs definitely know what they're doing around the shooter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's right. You can't mute me, Nick. Haha. That's where Sony should be concentrating right now. And I think there's something else at play too, that again, this is all about Call of Duty, and nobody is talking about the other Activision titles. I mean, I think everybody knows that Diablo 4 is gonna stay multi-plat, right? They're not gonna pull that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But let's not forget Crash and Spyro. Let's not forget that they have Crash, they have Spyro, they have Overwatch 2 will stay because it's free to play.
I think so. Yeah.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Another big one.
Trying to think there's an RTS a long time ago.
Hearthstone.
What was that? I thought.
No doubt.
I thought that Activision Blizzard made it. It was big back when
Hearthstone.
Commanding. What's it called?
Oh no, that's a card game.
You said StarCraft.
Yeah, there you go.
StarCraft.
That's
Yep.
What it was. Yep.
So, I mean, there's a lot more to Activision Blizzard, and
there's a lot of IP. There's a lot of history. I mean, they're their first third-party gaming developer, right? Back in the day on Atari when they started. And then they got pissed off about Atari dealing with them, and they started going everywhere else after that. You know, like.
Did you say Tony Hawk as well?
Tony Hawk.
Oh.
Although I was looking at the franchise page. Let's see. Games. Here, let's bring this up. So, of course, Call of Duty, Tony Hawk, Crash, Sekiro, Spyro.
Yeah, but wasn't Sekiro just Activision published it? That's a FromSoft, right?
That's From Software, but.
Or does Activision own that IP and the FromSoft did it for them?
Well, let's see. Published and distributed by Activision. All other trademarks and trade names are properties of their respected owners. Dark Souls is banned. Sony and Bandai Namco are not the publisher of Sekiro. Activision has no affiliation with Bloodborne or Dark Souls. I don't know. So. King's Quest. So we were talking about this. They own Sierra.
Yep.
And that would be awesome to continue to work on. Skylanders.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of IP there that.
That's right. It's not Call of Duty.
Xbox could, with all the other studios there, one of the other studios might say have interest and say, and maybe propose, hey, we would love to do a new Spyro game or a Crash, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that can happen easily. And if I was Xbox, I would do a Spyro and a Crash. Bring out a new IP for those.
Yep. And here, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Diablo, there's your StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm. Is that the one you were thinking of?
I was thinking of StarCraft.
Oh, you were thinking StarCraft.
Which
and Diablo.
Would be interesting to get that, if they could help them bring that to console. Or bring it back at that rate.
Yeah. And right, the Blizzard Arcade Collection, which has rock and roll racing and stuff like that. I mean, there's Heroes of the Storm's a MOBA. All right. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot more there than Call of Duty.
Yeah, and that
they can bring it to Game Pass. Some of it, like we said, should still stay multi-plat.
Absolutely.
But these studios with Activision, like they done with when they acquired ZeniMax, they can also have them create new IP.
Yep.
Like the Call of Duty studios, the Sledgehammer and there's 3 of them, right? And they go back and forth on the whole deal. If once they get acquired and with Xbox, they can talk to these studios and see what's going on and see where, what do you want to do? What do you want to keep doing with Call of Duty? You want to keep doing it every year? Do you want, every other year? You got Warzone. What do y'all want to do? And then, do y'all have any other IP that y'all are looking at that Activision didn't want to do because they want y'all to just keep doing Call of Duty? So there's so much there that, like they'd already proven with other studios they've acquired recently that they're willing to allow them to make new IP stuff that they want to make besides, your typical franchises.
Right.
So, I mean, part of me feels like, maybe with Halo, maybe give a shot to one of the Call of Duty devs to do the multiplayer for Halo. And then 343 can focus on the campaign. Or, maybe bring another type of genre, maybe of Halo, different story, because that lore and all that universe is huge. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting once everything gets done. And like Back said, there's, you're going to see all these Activision Blizzard games going in Game Pass. And that to me is a big deal more because then I can go back and play some of these older Call of Duty campaign games, other things that I never played before, and all in Game Pass.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it benefits both console and the PC side with quite a big catalog. Which, it would be interesting to see if they can get more of those PC games over to console with Xbox having more people that they could help them with that. Because I know it's hard to get, there's not too many RTSs and they have a few of them there.
I'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, Mike Hawkhurts? He said, how soon till COD is direct to Game Pass? I would say if the deal closes in May, you're going to start seeing it in May. I don't think they're going to waste any time. So, All right. I think we've pretty much covered all of that for today. I did want to, once Chris gets back, I did want to bring into the fold here that there is going to be a new, so we'll just do a little quick hit on the news here. So some good news for Sony. Their $600 headset is coming out, and they are doing a new State of Play on Thursday. I don't know why they can't do them on Tuesdays anymore, prior to our show, but hey, it's okay. So they're going to show Suicide Squad. Interesting. But also new PSVR 2 reveals and an in-depth look at Suicide Squad. So State of Play returns with its first show of 2023. Get ready for new looks at some anticipated games from our third-party partners, as well as a first glimpse at 5 PSVR 2 games set to arrive later this year. Then settle in for more than 15 minutes of all new gameplay details and updates on Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, the next game from Rocksteady Studios. I think we know who's getting the marketing for that game. So it all begins this Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. GMT, 10 p.m. CET. Please note, this broadcast may include copyrighted content that PlayStation does not control. They don't know that already?
No, apparently they don't know their own content that they're airing.
I guess not. If you're planning to save this broadcast as a VOD to create recap videos or repost clips, we advise omitting any copyrighted music. So,
you don't say.
Yeah. All right, Myke says, I pre-ordered the PSVR 2. It was one of those items I wasn't planning on playing again, but sort of got caught up in the hype. Looking forward to some game announcements. So, it's too rich for my blood. I am married and need to not sleep on my couch. So, I'm going to stick very much with, once again, the Meta Quest 2, which has been working great. I just need to clean the lens, though. That I do need. Which in here? Interesting. Anyway, Relic! What's up, Relic? Big Block's already updated his GT7. He just needs his PSVR 2 to arrive. I'm gonna have to live vicariously through Big Block and Myke, and so and again, I want to make this really, really clear. It's out of my price range. I am not begrudging anybody who plopped down to $600 for the PSVR 2. If I don't, not my money. And yeah, the Quest 2 has been great so far. And I'm sure the PSVR 2 is going to be fantastic. But it's just too rich for my blood at the moment. So, I don't know. I'm finding this particular State of Play to grab my interest. I don't know how interested I am in Suicide Squad. And pretty much 15 minutes of this thing is going to be Suicide Squad. So,
yeah, I didn't know they had the marketing rights on that.
I'm pretty sure they do, since they're going to show 15 minutes of it.
Yeah. What's up, Relic?
So,
I'm very interested in Suicide Squad, but I feel like we've seen enough of it already. I'm like, just
Yeah, on previous shows, I'm pretty sure it's been in plenty other places at this point, and they've already showed gameplay.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
yeah. So, so there's that. I'm unfortunately,
you're not interested in any of the PSVR stuff?
I mean, I'm interested in it, but again, I
know you're not going to get one unless you win another one again.
Or somebody, if I win one or I come, look, this is what I'm spending $600+ on. As it comes up.
There you go.
Pit Boss Ultimate Griddle. All right, it's not showing pictures. For some reason, the Pit Boss site doesn't work very well.
I feel you on that one. I have a Pit Boss combo.
This thing, Chris. This thing has a armored ceramic top, so it's not the rolled steel.
Yeah.
It's got 4 burners. I've seen all kinds of. Here we go. There's Amazon. I've seen all kinds of great. This is the 5 burner. I don't want the 5 burner. Mm-hmm. All kinds of great reviews on this thing. I'm sorry to derail this from a gaming show, but if I'm spending $600, I'm spending it to feed my family and to griddle stuff.
You could do Oculus 2, Starbridge.
Yeah.
While you're doing this, and just tap on it so you can look at your deal, flip it, and then.
Yep. Look at this. This thing comes off the base.
Nice.
Yes. Dude, and I know again. Ooh. I know we're getting into food. Yeah. But I got to show you this guy. Hold on.
Like you're going to be using this for the scouts too?
I might. Are you kidding? I could take this on camping trips.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that just propane, or is it also
straight
work with like char?
Straight propane. Propane. Okay. Check this dude out. This dude does stuff on a griddle. Now he doesn't have this one, but hang on. Let me see if. Hang on. I don't know if this will work or not. Can't believe we're going to talk about.
Well, who knows? Maybe these guys, people, gamers also like to grill too. Yeah, Relic, $600 I would use to fix vehicles. Him saying that, I believe that.
Yep. You can't hear the audio, but this. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Oh, because I have it turned down. Hang on. Watch this guy. This guy is awesome. His
son.
Yeah, he's from he does Cajun stuff. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can turn this up a little bit.
Half a stick of butter. 4 pounds of that alligator cubed up now. I hit it with my blackened seasoning now. And that salt and pepper. Now I'm gonna go ahead and chill and let RJ get that alligator grilled up now. All right, y'all hit it with another stick of butter, babe. All right, y'all gonna draw in some 2 pounds of cooked pasta.
There you go, sir. Bryant
heavy whipping cream, y'all.
Sells propane and propane accessories.
Yep.
1 cup, y'all. Smoked Gouda with bacon now. 8 more ounces of heavy cream now. Another half a stick of that garlic butter, baby. 1 lemon zested up now.
It's awesome.
Cut that fresh parsley now. 5 cloves, fresh garlic. Go ahead with that alligator now, right in the hole, baby. Y'all go ahead and check my website out. Ralph the Baker W sauce on the market, babe. Hit it up. Squeeze out 1 lemon, baby. 1 cup that Parmesan cheese. Go ahead and mix it up real good. All right, baby. I'll check it out now.
He makes all kinds of stuff on a griddle, and now I just want a griddle. Mm-hmm. So my grill is just old, and it's just time to get rid of it. So that's my next thing is the griddle.
There you go.
So what happened to your camera?
Oh, mine's up. Oh,
no,
fell.
It's not off. You.
I didn't even notice. I was wondering. I thought he was pointing at the ceiling on purpose, but
Oh.
I was busy looking at the grill stuff.
Oh my god, yeah, $600 I can use to fix vehicles, sell propane and propane accessories. So that's what I'm spending $600 on. I'm sorry, that's PSVR 2 is gonna have to wait. So.
And the PSVR 2 doesn't feed the family either.
Nor does it griddle things. I can't like VR griddle and then serve it to them.
Well, you can all be on VR and virtually enjoy a grilled meal together.
Yes. There you go.
So you can't play Overcooked and feed your family either?
Right? All right, so in other news, there's a new video game division coming up the rankages. So I don't know if either of you have heard of Blumhouse. Blumhouse is a they make horror games or horror movies, I guess. And they are launching a video game division to create horror-themed projects for consoles, PCs, and mobile devices. The Powerhouse Horror Movie and TV Production Company. Let's see what they look like. See what their films are. Oh, they're making that Megan movie. About the doll that comes to life.
So we're gonna get a Megan game.
Yep. Run, Sweetheart, Run. Halloween Ends. So they did that movie. Vengeance. Them. Dashcam. The Black Phone. Oh, they did a remake of Firestarter. Amityville: The Awakening. I bet Wilmy loves this. So
and then the Firestarter didn't do all that great.
Yeah. Well, because
I watched the Halloween one, but
nothing's like the original. I bet this isn't the Will Ferrell kicking and screaming. Paranormal Activity, that was them. I mean, looks like they've done the Craft Legacy, which I think was the sequel. I mean, looks like they pump out a bunch of horror stuff here.
They got a lot of stuff there they can.
Yep. So they're launching a video game production house called Blumhouse Games.
That's cool.
Hey, 3-Bit. What's going on, brother?
3-Bit.
We gotta wait until 3-Bit is beyond his NDA so we can have him on. We've never had 3-Bit on the show.
Yeah, definitely look forward to that.
I also got to reach out to Sensei. Sensei, I talked to him yesterday while I was streaming Hi-Fi Rush. He still wants to come on. And if Ham is still in the building, we got to get Luke on now. His other half of They Said We Said. So now we got to get him on.
Yeah. So,
we'll partner with independent game developers and target indie budget games of under 10 million. Sounds like great stuff for the Amico. This is a similar strategy to how the company handles its filmed content production. Blumhouse typically operates under small production budgets and sees large gains at the box office. There you go. Tap video game industry veteran Zach Woods is the group's president and Don Schechler as chief financial officer. I don't know who they are. Oh, here we go. Oh, he worked on Redfall. Let's see, worked for Schechler, worked for Sony, helped reform Sony's relationship with third-party game creators. Okay. So there you go. There's new video game house coming.
But I kind of wonder if that's just gonna be like the Telltale style games, because they're saying they're only 10 million budget for each game. I'm guessing that's what it sounded like, at least. It would either be that or the game would be a smaller scope.
Something like maybe like what Bloober does.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like with Medium? Wait, who did Medium? Not Bloober, right?
Yeah, that was
Oh, they did, yeah. Yeah, but what kind of budget did that have? Well, Xbox published it, right? Well, to be on Xbox first. Medium. And it was in Game Pass, too, I think.
Hold on. 3-Bit was working on Fable?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Okay, that.
He said, well, the Mediums probably had a budget of 6.7 million. So yeah, I mean, if they do 10 million for these games, yeah, we can get something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah, if you have small narrative-driven games and they already know how to set an atmosphere, it's probably going to be more thematic, like Sony-style games, which I did see in part of there. It looked like they work with Sony Pictures, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they come up with.
Agreed. All right. I think that's really all the big news. I mean, obviously the news today was pretty big. Just kind of looking down the gaming list, there ain't a lot else going on at the moment. I think the Activision Blizzard stuff sucking all the air out of the room on this. So I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much everything that we had in our DM and Discord.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, did anything interesting from the IGN FanFest? I know they showed more Redfall, but I don't know. Did any of y'all see anything from that?
I didn't even watch that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I heard people talking about it, but then I heard people talking about wanting to watch it, but then I didn't hear anything come out of it. So,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much just heard that Redfall had more gameplay stuff in it, but yeah, I don't need to see any more of that. I'm ready to play that.
Yeah. And
definitely looking forward to.
Yep, and you know, we got plenty of games to play and plenty of games coming. So
yeah, I got to get back to Hogwarts. I might jump on Atomic Heart?
Yeah, Atomic Heart.
I might jump on that. Being a Game Pass, I have to check it out.
I am going to.
What else? What else are you looking forward to? Back? What else are you gonna be trying to?
Yeah, in a week. Yeah, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, in a week, it's Destiny 2 Lightfall comes out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'll take up
pretty cool.
the next month of my time once that releases. So I'd try to finish up. Probably play a little bit of Atomic Hearts and see how far I get in Hi-Fi Rush. And then basically anything in the backlog I want to try and clear up before that comes out. Because, yeah, definitely be talking to, like, even got my Iron Lords podcast shirt on. Some their Destiny 2 clan with Lord Cognito, Addict, and see if King comes back for that. But yeah, a lot of great guys that we get to hang out with there, and hopefully I'll be able to go to GCX in Orlando, Florida to hang out with someone in person in August again.
Yeah.
See if I can make that work out.
Nice. By the way, I'm showing the tech specs for the PSVR 2 helmet for Relic. Something interesting. Not to get back to that, but with the exception of the fact that it does 120 hertz, the resolution per eye is not that far above the MetaQuest 2. Let me throw the MetaQuest 2 back up. All right, blame Relic for this. Yeah. Let me get back to the tech specs of this. I'm not saying that the MetaQuest is better than the PSVR 2. Don't clip. But each eye for the MetaQuest 2 is 1832 by 1920. PSVR 2 is 2000 by 2040. Not when you're looking at that stuff close up, it's not that different. 110 degree field of view.
The Quest 2 was very popular. So I mean, it's not a far stretch that the Sony looked at that kind of, you know, when they did the R&D on this, you know, they wanted to feed off of some of that and use it for themselves. I mean, that's what industry does, right? So.
Yeah. Cast to an enabled TV or phone. So I need to look at casting so that people can see, because I wouldn't mind recording some stuff too. But anyway, just as an aside, 1832 by 1920, 60, 72, and 90 hertz refresh rate supported. I mean, now back to the PSVR 2, 110 degree field of view, motion sensors, right? IR proximity sensor, 4 embedded cameras for headset and controller tracking. This one has 4. IR camera for eye tracking per eye. So
Big Block, he has the PSVR 2, right?
He's got one on order.
Oh, it's on order. So I think Big Block said that he was interested in playing the Star Wars Galaxy.
Yep, which I need to download too. And he's got his GT7, which I definitely want to hear about because I really like GT7.
Yeah.
No, and again, please do not misunderstand what I am saying. Big Block, it'll work better with your PS5, absolutely. Do not, I am not in any way, shape, or form telling anybody that their choice in buying a PSVR 2 is wrong. If I had an extra $600 and I wasn't buying a griddle, yes, I would probably be in line for it too. But and maybe down the line I still get one. But I'm sticking with the meta for now. But I am not in any way, shape, or form telling anybody do not buy the PSVR 2. It's not. I mean, it's definitely not junk. I mean, it's a damn nice, powerful headset. I'm just saying I value being married. So, I mean, it's definitely not the MetaQuest Pro. That's for sure. I'm not. Jeez. So.
Yeah.
Anywho, sorry. Sucker Paul could suck it. Okay. Chris, what about you? What's on your list of upcoming stuffs?
Just jump back on Hogwarts. And I do want to play Hi-Fi Rush.
What a good game.
I know Wolong is coming Any of y'all interested in
March?
that?
I am. March 3rd or 4th. That's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Just like anything else that comes to Game Pass, try it out, see if you like it.
Yeah, and unless Bethesda decides to do their Starfield showcase and Starfield's coming out in March, then I'm all ready for that. And not, I'll have to wait. And it'll be April. Jedi Survivor, and then May Redfall, and then whenever Starfield comes out. But no, I mean, there's so many games right now. So, at our old age, you got family. Sometimes it's hard to stick with it. But that's about it.
All right. Sorry. A quick email from work that I had to.
What is Big Block? What is Cosmonius High?
Cosmonius High.
I don't think I've seen that in.
It's on Steam as well. It's from the makers of Job Simulator and Vacation Simulator. Oh, it's a alien high school simulator. Oh, well, hang on. This must be for the kids.
Well, yeah, he said it. But his son's going to be playing it too, I think, or daughter.
Oh, here, let's see.
My daughter will probably be playing VR before I do. I think she has, because, like I said, her friend has it. So.
Here you go. This is for you, Mr. Big Block, since I can get the.
I do want to see when Big Block shows any Star Wars Galaxy Edge.
Cosmonius High
Yeah, I need to see what that's about.
across the galaxy and helps them grow into the problem solvers of tomorrow.
What's going on with the video?
Space bus collision with school. Do not panic.
Looks like the new kid's getting a crash course. Hey, new kid. Some first day, huh? How you feeling? Sense of humor. You're gonna need it. The school AI is malfunctioning, there's fires and broken pipes everywhere. Meteors keep crashing into the school. And we still have class.
Oh, you gain powers under pressure, right? That's really convenient, cause,
Excuse me.
Neat.
Fires have been extinguished.
Way to go, new kid. High five. Sometimes trouble just falls.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If Microsoft had VR or had had something like Zoo Tycoon, which they loved with Kinect,
Continue to not panic. Principal Glob will
my
have
kids would have
everything
loved
sorted
it.
out in no time.
Me?
Come on, new kid. Let's find out what's going on at Cosmonius High.
Look on the bright side. At least it can't get any worse.
Please continue to not panic.
Cute, very cute.
Yeah.
So. All right. As for me, I'm going to finish Hi-Fi Rush so that I can also, and I'm going to keep streaming it till the end. So I've streamed it all this long. People are going to be rolling with me. I'm going to finish that, play some Atomic Heart, because I do want to try that out. I am working on my next Comparing the Classics video, which will be Pac-Man, and I've got all the footage. Now I just got to put it together and put my voiceover in, and then I'm moving on to the next one, which is Tetris. And in the meantime, I'm gonna play some more VR. So I don't know how I don't know how I'm gonna find time for all this, but that's what's going on. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 2 hours and 36 minutes in. It is 12:15 here, 11:15 for Chris. I'm gonna go ahead and start rolling us out of here. Brother back, our wonderful guest yet again, who one of the only two guys that actually listens to us and heeds your open invite. You can just say, hey, can I come on the show tonight? And between the two people that do it are Back and Dread. So thank you for not making us chase you down. So you always, brother Back, whenever you're available, you're welcome on anytime. So.
And we still need to get back to some Halo
Infinite.
Yeah. I would like to finish that together.
Give me.
I see that Nuke in he's playing Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Is Trinity streaming?
I am looking for Trinity stream now because we usually do.
Yeah, I didn't.
She is not streaming tonight. So have a great night, brother Relics. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. No, I do not see her streaming. So, however, again, she is in the Gamers United Guild, and she is down below in the description, along with, by the way, Brother Nick, Brother Ham. Who else is here from the guild?
We had
Doggy Dog.
Graphic God earlier, Invader.
Graphic God, Invader. I was looking. I'm scrolling up through the chat to see who's been hanging out tonight.
Nick.
Yep, I got them. So, of course, Graphic God, it's 1:13 for it's an hour ahead. So he's I'm sure he went to sleep.
Yeah.
Charlie Hustle is technically part of the crew since he's on Spooky's podcast. So technically, Mr. Charlie is GUG. And all of our great Gamers United Guild channels are down below in the description. And once again, we've got a brand new channel in the guild. They Said We Said Gaming with Brother Ham. We're gonna have Ham and Luke on so we can meet Luke for real and get into his gaming history and stuff. And that'll be a lot of fun. Tomorrow we have Go Game Go. Oh, Jeff was here earlier. Go Game Go. Go Game Go and Spooky are both on tomorrow at 8 o'clock. They have some great shows. And what I love about this is whatever your fancy. And you can go back and forth. Just go, hang out with Spooky for a bit. Go hang out with Go Game Go for a bit. Find something you like. There's great. Tomorrow night at 9:30 is Amico Forever with Nick with Geeks with Cash and Retro Advisory Board and, of course, DJC Game Studios. Thursday is 4GQTV and Trinity does streaming. And I believe, let me just make sure because I'm still I am still getting used to everybody's schedule. I do believe that. Give me one sec. It takes me a little while, and then I get it all down. But I think, yep, Behind Them Sticks is on Thursday. So you get the chance to see TSWS Gaming in action. So you have those two shows, and then on Friday you have Bull Sittin', which is another TSWS show. I love that name. And, of course, the iconic video games podcast with Brother Axel, Brother Doggy, and Sister Princess Zelda. Saturday, of course, is the Evercast in the morning. In the evening is the great 108 Dragons TV, Brother Lemon, and the Dragon's Den. On Sunday, you have the Flemish Experience in the afternoon with Brother Flamish. It's great to have him back. He was in the chat a little earlier. Great to have him back streaming and doing his show live. And then Saturday and Sunday night, finishing off with Invader here earlier, finishing off with TXR Gaming. That finishes off your weekend. Monday is Astro Smash with DJC Game Studios and Trinity streaming. Then Tuesday, and by the way, there's a little hidden show that I keep forgetting about, and I feel bad because I never really see him. But Papa Pete does a Tuesday show as well, where he shows off old guys and old games, and he comes on about 8 o'clock. So you've got Retro Renegades, the greatest shows at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, Papa Pete at 8 o'clock, and NLG at 9:30. So your Tuesdays are all set for gaming. Whew. I got them all covered. So, and just want to say real quick, I'm so terribly blessed and thrilled to have so many great members of the Gamers United Guild, and so many great channels. You know, as Chris knows, you know, I came up with the idea for this community, and then I kept hemming and hawing, and Chris finally gets me and Graphic God to chat and says, "We gotta get this thing moving or not." So, thanks to Chris, we got this thing rocking and rolling, and I'm just so thrilled that we're going into 2023 with a great cadre of 16, 4, 8, 12, 17 different channels that you guys can all come and find something, whether it's retro, new, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. Go Game Go covers Nintendo Switch like you wouldn't believe. Evercade interviews with 4GQTV. Yeah. I mean, there's so much great content from our guild members. So please check all of them out. Give them a sub. Go check out their stuff. And yeah, so we'll see you. There's you ourselves.
No, hey, I appreciate that, and I'm glad that we, you know, got it going.
Yeah, you know, you were a big help with that.
Well, I mean, it's like you said, you've been talking about it, and then it's like, yeah, that's a great idea, and then we talked to Jay, and it's like, hey, let's go for it. And I remember we invited, you know, 4 guys, and then Invader, and they were all for it. And then it just kept growing from there. So, yeah, it's been great, and I love that we got some new friends, great people, and we got some diverse, you know, especially after Amico. And now that we brought Ham on board, it's great. I like seeing his stuff and supporting him.
Yeah.
You know, and I was on Spooky's show one week. You were on the other week. So getting to know more people.
Yep.
Good
right.
people,
Spooky,
positive people,
yeah.
Good gamers. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was funny. I was over in Noof's chat for a few minutes, and Tony Grasso was like, hey man, thank you for the great Amico rant on Spooky Show. So yeah. Big block. 90% of what I watch on YouTube is Gamers United Guild. Thank you, brother. They're all good people, you know.
Yeah.
And that's all the Gamers United Guild is. It's not an affiliate program. We're just a bunch of fun-loving channels that just happen to have a lot of similar interest in staying away from the drama and, as Chris loves to say, the TMZ bullshit. And, you know, there's no owner of this group. There's no, you know, it's just a bunch of channels that just gets together and be and you know, a community of good people. And if
we got the Game Pass train on the GOG too.
Yes, we do. The Game Pass.
But I do love seeing how, as we've grown and we're starting to see our GOG also, we see them in chats when other podcasts are on, and you see the support. You know, really like seeing that. You know, shout out to Nick. Nick's real good. I've seen him in several chats and other GOG podcasts. And shout out to
Nick's Geek Story channel. Hang on a second. Yeah. He started the Geek Story channel to do some fun, just something different, right? Gaming moments in history. Like he did the first movie tie-in game yesterday, right? Gaming oddities like the Atari 2600 keyboard, things that nobody has seen or looked at, and we got to get him to 1,000 subs. He's at 812. We got to get him up to 1,000, please, folks. And I'm absolutely sure I'm double checking. I'm absolutely sure it's down in the description. The Geek Story channel is listed there for show. So get sub to Nick's Geek Story channel. Make sure you're checking out his stuff, because it's good stuff. I mean, come on. He covers the analog stick, the very first. And there's other stuff that people forget about, like Bleem. I remember when Bleem, I was actually writing for Dreamcast HQ when Bleem tried to be a thing. And I covered that at an I actually covered that at E3 in 1999. Or that might have been 2000 or 2001. I can't remember. It wasn't 99. It might have been 2000. You know, the first space simulator. Dude's got awesome and moments in history. Donkey Kong. So I actually reference him in my Donkey Kong video. So again, you know, all great channels and all down below. Okay, gentlemen, let me get us out of here.
The GOG keeps growing, man. We're gonna have like an hour dedicated just.
I know, just talking about it. I know. So, all right, back. Thanks for coming on with us again tonight, brother.
He fell asleep.
I don't blame him. So, and Chris.
Yes, it's good. After a week off, glad we got back, sir.
Absolutely. So, all right. Everybody have a great week. Is he gone? Did he actually roll off the call? Oh, he rolled off the call. All right. I was wondering. I guess he thought we were saying goodnight. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next week, and I'll see you online to play some more high def Rush. Pick up a controller, get some gaming in. We'll talk to you soon. Play on, gamers.
Adios, gamers. Have a good rest of the weekend.